Keep coming. Oh, boy.
Preseason excitement at Orange Park High.
All right, get these up.
Final workouts before this week's season opener.
But while the Raiders go through the fine points and fundamentals of baseball, the team's most popular player is learning life can throw you a curveball. Senior Stephen Dandridge's game plan is being formulated here at the Wolfson Children's Hospital.
We were doing physical training for baseball, running and stuff, and my knee started hurt after I would run, and then it kind of got worse and worse. I didn't think of it at first, and then it actually started swelling up, so then went to the doctor, and then he diagnosed it with the MRI.
Diagnosis: osteosarcoma, bone cancer.
I remember I cried, but I don't really dwell on it.
No, negative energy is not in this 17-year-old's makeup.
Every time you hear one of these stories, everybody says he's the best kid and the hardest worker, and in this case, it's really true.
Hard work that should be reserved for hardball. Instead, cancer has changed that. 2 weeks ago, surgery to amputate his right leg.
It doesn't make sense to me to get depressed over this. I mean, I know it's hard, and it is hard, but you gotta roll the punches.
Now, while his team embarks on a 25-game season, Stephen has his own schedule, 30 sessions of chemotherapy. And be sure, this team is in this together.
We just supported him. You know, he's a brother to us, and he was one of the best guys out here, and we knew we needed to be strong for him.
Knowing him, he'll find some way to overcome, and he'll be right back out here with us as soon as he can.
We wish you nothing but the best, Stephen.
Thank you.
Okay. You going to college next year?
FSU.
Good.
Yeah.
You're Seminole, huh?
Yeah.
Stephen got a visit from Tom Coughlin and the J Fund this week, already focused on the future, academic and athletic.
You hear all those stories about people like Paralympics and running with the prosthetics and stuff, and I definitely when I get my prosthetic, I'm definitely going to play sports with it.
And while he won't have the chance to field, bat, hit, or score, consider Stephen Dandridge Orange Park's MVP.
We're going to dedicate this season and probably many to come for him, but he's a strong kid, and if anybody can get through it, it's going to be him.
Jeff Prosser, First Go Sports.
I'd like to start by saying thank you to Coach Green, Mr. Wingate, and really the whole school for giving me here tonight. It means a lot to me, and I appreciate it. A form of bone cancer called osteogenic sarcoma, and since then I've undergone many chemotherapy treatments and 3 surgeries. My definition and really appreciation of life has changed dramatically since my diagnosis. Before, I always thought no matter what I did, I'd always be okay, and I was like invincible almost. And since the diagnosis, I really found out how precious and unpredictable life can be. The hardest part for me was the feeling that I had no control over the disease. You can do some things like diet, having faith, and a good attitude, but ultimately it relies on the effectiveness of the chemotherapy and the surgeries. Another hard part for me was the everyday activities I missed out on. I missed playing baseball like I used to, and I missed the pickup basketball games with my buddies. And I try to imitate those days with my prosthetic, but I know it'll never quite be the same. I urge all of you today to follow your dreams and take life for granted, and just live life to its fullest. Doors of opportunity open to all of you each and every day, and I urge you guys to take advantage of those. And if you don't, there'll always be someone right behind to take it if you don't. There's many things I regret not doing before I got sick. I wish I would have worked harder at baseball. I wish I would have tried out for football. I guess now I'll never know. But in my own case, I was a little hesitant to do the speech. I was pretty nervous, kind of scared, never spoken in front of this many people before. But I thought all that I've been through and all that I've learned would be a complete waste if I didn't try to teach somebody what I've learned. And I've learned a lot of stuff over this past 8-9 months experience, and one of them was how far a great attitude can take you. For me, being depressed was out the window from the beginning. The cards were already stacked against me as it was, and being depressed or angry sure wasn't going to bring the odds back into my favor. In my own opinion, I believe no one should be really depressed. I think life is too great for that, and I'm not trying to say to bottle up all your anger and frustration, because that's not healthy. And it's okay to feel depressed and angry, but just don't stay depressed and angry for like a long time. I don't think life is too precious for that. You know, I mean, God knows that I cried and that I was angry, but I figured my whole life's going to be like this, and nothing's going to grow my leg back. So I figured I'd work hard to try and live a life that closely compared to the one I had before. It's ongoing. It's still ongoing, but one day I'll get there. You know, whether or not you have a situation like mine or not, I strongly urge you to do whatever you can to maintain a positive attitude. You know, surround yourself with positive people. My friends and family wouldn't let me get down. And if you don't have God already, I suggest you get Him, because without Him, I would have crashed a long time ago. You know, I've been asked a lot of questions ever since my illness, you know, about my prosthetic and like various things about chemotherapy and all that. And I've been asked a question quite a bit, would I change anything if I could? And I can honestly say, no, I wouldn't, and I'd probably walk through the fire again if I needed to. Because of my situation, I realized what it is to truly live life. And I see all the wonderful people around me now, and before I took so many things for granted. My friends, my family, this school, my athletic ability. And it sucks that it took something like cancer to show me that, but unfortunately a lot of people go throughout life missing that. And I feel that I'm blessed because I see all those things so young in my life. You know, God, I urge you guys to try to be aware of and look for ways to make a difference in people's lives, because to me that is the greatest privilege we'll ever be given. And God has a lot in store for me, I believe, and a lot of good come out of this bad situation. And I think one of them is this speech. And if only one person comes out of here with something learned or a new outlook on life, I believe that everything I've been through and everything I will go through was worth it. And I believe I did my duty. You know, like when you guys go home tonight, I urge you guys to think about what I said, and just whether you're trying to have a good attitude or make a difference in somebody's life, I think you should really make a commitment, not just for one day or for 1 week, but for your whole life. I think you will be better men and women for that, and also affect people around you that you have constant contact with, and it'll make them better too. Again, I'd like to thank everybody for giving me this opportunity to speak. It means a lot to me. I hope you guys learned something. I sure did about public speaking. It's not as bad as you think once you get going. But thank you.